Well, costings day is always full of claims and counterclaims, and there's no doubt there's great pressure on the Liberal opposition to justify its big spending agenda. Now, the Labor government maintains the opposition has made more than $9 billion worth of spending commitments during this campaign. Now, the Liberal opposition maintains that's actually around $2.7 billion, with the true impact to the budget being somewhere below $2 billion. Of course, the truth in these things normally lies somewhere in between both parties, but there are still a great deal of questions to be answered from the Liberal Party, questions that we should have had answers to today. We don't know how many jobs the Liberal Party will create, despite handing out paraphernalia and paperwork detailing their big jobs agenda. There's also questions about their energy policy. They want to close coal-fired power stations within the next 5 years. They've committed $260 million to that, but naturally it'll cost far more. There's questions over their transport corridors and even over their social housing policy. They currently have a policy to construct some 4,600 homes. The Liberal opposition, if elected, say the government, or with them in government, they would pay to help construct 2,600 of those homes. But when we asked the shadow treasurer, he certainly couldn't provide a figure. Eventually, Zac Kirkup took to the lectern. He announced the figure was around $248 million, which would put the cost of an average home there at less than $96,000. It's certainly hard to get a home for less than $96,000, at least one that's close to amenity. We asked Zac Kirkup what that meant, and this was his response.
Well, it depends on the nature of the home that you have and the land that you have. Let's not forget, we're not talking about the land cost there. They could be built on land already owned by the government and the nature of the dwelling.
Now, the opposition has since issued a clarification talking about old money and new money, but that is part of the problem. On a day when you're supposed to get the correct costings, it ends up confusing voters. It was easy pickings for the Labor Party when they turned up for their second press conference in the space of an hour.
I'm not sure how much they think it costs to build a home in Western Australia, but the sort of money they're talking about is not going to go anywhere near delivering on that.
For now, the election looks all set and done. The Labor Party looks on track for a very comfortable victory on Saturday night. Just how big that victory is, we wait to see.
And do tune in tomorrow from 5:30 p.m. Western Time. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight for Sky News. Complete coverage of WA's election night. Our all-star panel will bring you all the reaction, the results and the federal implications, which is going to prove to be quite a challenging one for the Liberal Party.